Hi ladies, another quick video, hopefully it's quick, on gratitude and being Moda Hashem. So recently I was scheduled to go for a trip to pick someone up from a distance a little bit away from my house. And because my car is older, I thought that perhaps I should rent a car for the day. Except that the day was Sunday, so I wasn't able to rent the car on Sunday. I had to rent it on an Erev Shabbos. Sorry, I'm bouncing around a little bit. So before, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday, I scheduled the rental. And then the night before, I dove into Hashem. I said, Hashem, you know, my finances are tight. You know, I'm waiting on money coming in. And although I'll be reimbursed for this, can you just let this work? If I'm supposed to rent this car, just let the finances be there. Let the money go through. Let the credit cards work. Let everything go through. And I left it in Hashem's hands. I went Erev Shabbos to rent a car. And before I went to rent the car, I moved money so that the money was on the credit card. And then I went to rent the car. And every little detail was wrong. For whatever reason, there were problems with every step of the rental. I was in the rental place for about a half an hour. And then the final step, once I got everything else in order, the final step was giving them my credit card, which I knew I had moved money to, but the credit card wouldn't go through. It just would not go through, and I kept checking my bank account. It looks like money's there. Kept checking, kept whatever. So he tried the credit card, I think 3 different times, and it wouldn't go through. So I said, well, it looks like this is not really meant to be. So I left the rental car place with my own car and drove home. On my way home, I was about halfway home. It occurred to me, by the way, I was saying thank you, Hashem, the whole way because it's exactly what Hashem wanted. I don't know why he wanted me to drive my own car, but he wanted me to drive my own car. And so halfway home, it occurred to me what the issue was with the credit card, because even though I was grateful to Hashem that he put me in the position that he wanted me in, I was really wondering why the credit card didn't work, because in this world things typically go according to nature. And it occurred to me I had moved the money to the wrong account. I kept checking the wrong account. So the money was definitely there, but not connected to the credit card I kept handing to the man. So Hodu L'Shem Ki Tov. I got home and I got a call. Had it not been Erev Shabbos, by the way, I probably would have turned around and gone back to the rental car place and gotten the car, but it was Erev Shabbos, so I didn't do that. And then I went home, finished with my Shabbos preparations, brought in Shabbos. In the meantime, I got a call from the family that I was making this trip for, and they said they didn't need me to make the trip. They had made other arrangements, which was much more cost effective for them, by the way, because there was no rental car, there was no hotel, there was no gas money and toll money, because it was somebody who was already coming, so they were only splitting tolls and gas. So their expenses dropped down a lot. So Baruch Hashem, they got exactly what they needed. And Baruch Hashem, I got exactly what I needed by not renting a car that was not needed. But in the moment, And that's really what I'm going to talk about, because today I see the outcome of it, right? I see that it worked out exactly the way it needed to work out, and Hashem really protected me. But in the moment, right, is when the problem comes, when we are standing at the rental car place. And let's face it, when your credit card doesn't work, it's a bit embarrassing and humbling, right? When I'm standing in that place, that's when I really need to say, thank you, Hashem. And because I had prepared myself through tefillot ahead of time and said to Hashem, this is what my plan is. I don't know your plan yet, but please just let it work out exactly the way you want it and help me to recognize it as being your plan. So when I prepare myself with that thought, then when I'm standing there and my credit card is not going through and I'm embarrassed and humbled because my credit card is not going through, I'm still able in those moments to say, thank you, Hashem. Okay, so like I said, today we know it all worked out. But in that moment, when this was going on, I didn't know exactly what Hashem's plan was. And Baruch Hashem, it all worked out. So may we all have the ability to recognize Hashem's hand in our life, and may we all have the ability to prepare ourselves ahead of time to be Moda L'Shem in those moments of difficulty. Bye, ladies.